Let's see if that works. Let me get to my new channel. Let's see if this works. Well, I'm getting in here now. How about now? How about now? I got in a new channel. Oh, good. Thank you, Joyce. I don't know what happened. It did that to me the other day for a few seconds, but it came back on. I see heart hands. It's me. Come back, come back. Hope everybody comes back. Over here now. I'm over on a new channel. If it don't work, shut it down and start it again, huh? Is that the way we have to do it today? That's the way we'll do it. We won't have any complaints. I've, I'm doing an impromptu because I had a bunch of stuff I want to finish. I got some UFOs going on around here. Unfinished. I'm buffering again. Don't tell me. I buffered for just a few seconds. We're back. I'm back. I cut these maps up. These are my vacation maps down here in New Smyrna Beach and Edgewater. So they're going to fit in these envelopes. Wonder what I'll use them for. Can't imagine. We're going to try it again. Hi, everybody coming in. Hello. We're going to try another impromptu. This is going to be a live chat. And if you're watching this from another time, you can speed through it if you want, if you don't want to listen to us jibber jabberish. And you got the new notification. Well, that's good. Hi, Barb. So, what's everybody doing today on this beautiful Wednesday morning? Well, it's afternoon now, 1 o'clock. I've been goofing off, running around the house, doing a few things. Hi, Mitzi. I'm doing some UFOs. Now, what does it stand for? Unfinished O's. Unfinished something. Carly's on vacation. Woohoo! You don't have to take any notes today, Carly. Nope. You don't have to take any notes. Just put your earbuds in, sit back and relax. Oh, she was trying to put her pool up. Cool. And it started to rain. How rude. Unfinished objects. I see. So, UFOs, the UFO challenge is to finish your unfinished projects. Well, I'm kind of doing that, I guess. Finishing my unfinished projects. See, I started on this cat, And then I was cleaning up my desk, and then I got into these little maps. I can do that. I'm going to have to get me another box. I got me a Happy Mail box. And in my box, I got little goodies put in Happy Meal. I need a bigger box. Yeah, I'm back. I hope it works better. Anyway, this little box, it's overflowing. And I keep adding to it. But I got all kinds of things in here to put in Happy Mail. Now, why do I have a notebook in there? I'm not going to put this notebook in Happy Mail. Oh, heavens to Betsy. That doesn't belong in there. Okay. Let's see now. I had it shut a minute ago. Let's see if I can continue to shut it. Here we go. So, this is all ready for when I need a little something something. I used this last night, so I can put it away. I didn't use that. I didn't use that. I didn't use that. I didn't use that. That goes in some other stuff. Little trimmings can be thrown away. I'm getting there. Okay, grab some lunch, Joyce. Get you a snack. It's lunchtime. That can be put back away. I got some envelopes here. But I was trying to finish this little tag. That's all it started. That's what started everything, was this little tag. And I found a little piece more of this ribbon, and I thought I'd put this button on there. And it's a real old button because it's got remnants of an old shirt on the back of it that looks like it's old and aged. I guess I better cut it off. I might not be able to get in there. 100-year-old thread right there. Snipped it right off. And I'm using this big fat needle that will not go through that button. I know it won't go through that button. So I have to get my other needle. It's a big eye needle. I better check to see if it'll go through. And it will barely go through. Okay, Nina. Okay, honey. Take care. Have a great day. I'm just goofing off. I was thinking about getting my shell wreath out and start on it today. But you see, that's not an unfinished project. So is that going to be against the rules to start a new one? That's not a UFO. I need Becky in here to supervise me. I bought some seashells at Walmart. I'll show them to you. And they're all white. And I have seashells on the front porch in a jar out there that would probably work just as well, but they're not all cleaned up. And since we live in America, God bless America, we are spoiled to the point of not necessity, but to whatever is easy. There's probably a name for that. When just to make things easy, we are spoiled in that capacity. And that's what I did. I bought the seashells because it was easy. So I'm not being frugal at all when it comes to this wreath. I was trying to get this bow untwisted. There. There's 3 bows on this card. I hope that's enough bows. I was going to make a blanket and a pillow, but I haven't gotten that far yet. But there's a Pixie Bob. She's cute. Time I get her name put on her. And this was my prompt game last night. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. So we'll put this back up here for the next prompt game. Ready to go. It's coming along quite nicely. There's a cat's tail. Now, what did I do with those other cats? I was making some cats yesterday. I made some of these up yesterday. But they need something, and I don't know what they need. Maybe blacker eyes. But I'm not going to work on that just now. I got too many other things I want to do. And then I got some more envelopes. I can paint these. Oh, I want to show you my new books. I got these books on a discount. And I think they were $5. Okay, Brittany, start a new one. Okay. And you'd like to see the wreath. Okay, Brittany. Well, maybe I'll move on to the wreath next and show you the books later. No, I'll show you the book. No, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. I'll do a quickie on the books, and then I'll show them to you again if you want to see more of the books. But I got 3 books from. I did an order from Mr. Blick's store, and you all know who that is. Oop! I left out one of these. He I had ordered some stuff, and so I typed in clearance. And these books came up on clearance. And they're regular $12.99 on the back, which they always make them real high. They always make the books real high. It's $12.99, and I got them for $5 a piece. So anyway, I had ideas. I got inspired when I looked at these, and I said, well, I'm just going to get one. And then I said, well, I really want the cat one, but I really like the botanical. And then I thought, well, if I don't get the geographic one, I'm going to regret it later. So I better go ahead and just get them all and be done with it. So I enabled myself, and I got all 3 books. And they've inspired me very much to do more things. I like to sit at my stool, but I can't sit barefooted. I have to put my shoes back on. It hurts my feet. But this geometric ones is an ideas for doodling. What should I doodle today? I don't know. Well, maybe we'll just do some lines or circles, and just take off with it. And this is just like boxes, random boxes, and then you just draw lines in them. So this was inspiring to me, and they're not anything difficult. Anybody at any level could do these type of lines. Anybody. This one is just stacking cups and then putting doodles on your cups. Cute, cute, cute. And we're always doing coffee pages and stuff like that. So I think I'll end up doing this. And this would be so cute to do it with scrapbooking paper. Not just to doodle and color in, but to do it out of, like I do the cats, I cut out scrapbook paper, and I'm just saying, I just got inspired. I really did. And so I thought this is going to come in handy. I'm going to be able to use this quite a bit. I love this one because of the flowers. Not only could I doodle them, but I could also cut them out. Fussy cut some of them out and use them in my art prompt games. So I really like this. And you can take a page like this and do watercolor on it real fast. It's a quick, easy way to paint without using markers, and it's not really that much messier, and it dries really fast. And then your whole page is colored, and you don't have to fussy cut it. You can just go around it cut faster. Yeah, paper piecing. Exactly, Missy. So anyway, I loved all of the geometrics, and this one is my favorite because look at this flower coming up. I would have never in a million years put my leaf around the whole stem of this flower like that, and then the stem goes up out of the middle of it. Well, I'm not copying anything, and I'm not selling anything as far as legal things. What we do in all of my art, if we cut something out, we're just using part of it, and we're making it our own. And so I'm not doing any copyright uh, issues, because these books were designed by women like you and me. So this artist and illustrator. But we could draw a flower and make our own leaf, and we would not be forging or anything. Nah. But anyway, this one inspired me because of all of the different kind of flowers, and they're just lollipop flowers. What I call lollipop flowers, and zentangles and doodles. So I thought this was interesting. So I think I will use this book, and I am going to use it and cut it up and love it and enjoy it. I'm going to. And then, of course, I got this one, but I'm not going to tell you why I got it. I'm not going to tell you. But this little girl here, her name's Jen Ski, and she's the artist and illustrator, and she has a passion for modern mid-20th century art and design, which is what this book is about. And it's got cats and fish and birds and owls and butterflies and mushrooms. And see, there isn't any reason why we can't make this type of a butterfly as well. It's just squares and triangles, geometric. Okay, Joyce, snack away, munch away. And here's another cat. Anyway, I got this book because of the CATs. And where's Abby? Abby's not in here. Okay. So, sorry, Abby. But I thought that this would be cute. I'm going to be doing a new cat bag notebook as soon as I get my rings. I've got my rings on order. And I'm going to put the cats the cat tags in this bigger book. Well, then I'll have the smaller book to reuse again, and it's already got cats on it. So instead of doing tags, I thought I would just do the 5x8 sheets of paper and do similar tags, cats. And I thought these would be cute to do in scrapbook paper and decorate in scrapbook paper. And again, there's a round bottom and there's a short guy and a tall guy on this page. And over here, this is like a Zentangle cat page. And there's this type of cat, there's a short and fat cat and an oval cat. So there's about 3 or 4 different kind of cats here. And then there's some other little cats in here somewhere. So I just thought that we could still continue on with a few more cats because I had some more pictures of cats. And I thought it would be cute to do and continue the cat book with not necessarily tags, but we could do cat pages, mini cat pages. And this is what Holly looked like when she was a baby. She did. So anyway, that was my inspiration for this book. Had to have cat book. So I've got to put these in my cupboard close by so I can get to them and not forget them. And I did clean up part of my shelving over here. Believe it or not, they fit up there. Woohoo! So I did that. I'm going to put these envelopes up. I was going to paint them, but I'm not going to paint them right now because I'm getting the shells out. So that was my ideas for that. And in our cat book, we're going to do the alphabet cats. But in the back here, I had some other cats, so we can put them in the book. I got to finish that up. The cat, and we need to do a page with just the napkin on it for the cat tags. Because here's some more cats and dogs, and I found this kitty cat. Somebody gifted this to me. Oh gee, do y'all remember? Which one of y'all gave me this? One of the girls gave me this. So these can go in the new cat page, the mini cat book. We can call it the mini cat book. And then I have these cats that came out of an old dictionary. And then I have the puppy page and the butterflies. I don't know. I was inspired by those. Oh, and then I had this kitty cat. One of y'all sent me this. So these kittens would be cute to do. And then I have this little princess cat. I was inspired by the bunnies. And then I have this. So I have several cat pictures to continue with in our mini cat book. So I just thought that would be something we can continue with, or we could take a break with and do something else. They're cute. All of them are cute. So, and this napkin was gifted to me, and I just loved all the different things on here. And it got it stuck in here for some reason. So in there it goes. I'm not moving it. Not right now. But we've only got about 7 more cats to do. And we'll be done with the cat tags. Let's see. After Lulu was Max. Then we had Nancy. I was keeping track of the names because somebody who's not here, somebody said, well, you got more girls than boys. Well, I don't see no boys in the chat room. Not very many. So we got Max, and I need Nancy. And then we have Olivia. And then we have Queen. Queen Cutie Pie. And then we have Ryan and Zipper. And we did Pixie Bob. And I think it's spelled Pixie. Pixie Bob. So I guess, but this is kind of a girl and a boy name. But she's a girl. She's in her PJs. So we got that much done. For whatever reason that was. Almost. We're getting there. Getting my desk cleaned up. I made up some more pages. When I do a name, print a name out. I hate to not print something else out. I'm going to write Pixie Bob on this cat tag, so I won't forget to do that. But these are some words that we can use for art prompts. And you guys are welcome to use these too. Hi, Mom. Nettie. Hi, Nettie. Is that right, Mom? Is it Nettie? And the only reason why I can remember that is because I used to have an Aunt Nettie. And Aunt Nettie was married to Eddie. So it was Eddie and Nettie. Back in the day. It was a great aunt. Great aunt. And so if anybody needs any words to put on your art pages and stuff, you're welcome to use some of my things. Hi, Judy. Welcome. It is Nettie. Okay. Do you have a history about your name? Is it an old family name, Nettie? Can you tell me anything about your name? So I just pop these out. I get on a roll about the word art, and I start typing them down. And if it sounds nice, I just type it out, even if it sounds kind of goofy, like laughing art, happy art, wake up and smell the art. Hi, Holly. So you're welcome to use these and print them out too. And if you print them out in some a different kind of font on your typewriter, um, it it changes it up a little bit. Just thought I'd share. Put that away. Okay, I'm getting the shells out. I'm gonna go ahead and get the glue gun out. Plug her in. It's going to be hot today. I can just tell. I'm having a hot flash. We're going to have a heat wave. Let's see what I wanted to see what Nettie said. My name wouldn't fit on my toothbrush. Jeanette. So my sister just put net on it. Oh, oh, I love that, Jeanette. I love it. That is so cute. That is an awesome, awesome story. I love it, love it, love it. I love that. Thank you for sharing. My my great aunt Nettie, um, her last name, she was a Mounts, and I don't know any more about them. They are my grandmother used to talk about, her family and her brothers and sisters, and on my grandfather and my grandmother's side, they each had like 8 kids on both sides, and I'd say, okay, Nana, let's write all the names down, and she would say there was Eddie and there was Nettie and there was. She'd say all these names, and she goes, and then there was Barbara, and I thought, oh, okay, there's a Barbara. And my grandmother's name was Lily, and she hated her name for some reason. There was something about her name that sparked a really sore tooth, Betty. It was she did not like the name Lily. So when she got old enough, she changed it to Lillian. I probably do packing tape transfers. I have never done those yet. I need to upgrade this thing too. Well, let me give you some shells to look at while I'm upgrading. We'll do some of these shells. Ooh, one fell out. We're going to make a shell wreath. Let's see. I need to check and see if I got packing tape transfers. I have never done the packing tape transfers. I don't see any P's. Packing, 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 packing. I don't think I do, but I need to put it on here. I could do some packing tape transfers and do them in with cats. There's just so many things I want to do with you guys. Let's see. I want to do clusters. I want to do some alcohol sprayings. I've got them up here, and I was going to show you how to make them. I've got some old markers, and I don't throw my old markers away. I recycle them and take out the cotton and put them in my alcohol inks. Well, Mitzi, I want to do it. I want to do it all. So I want to do alcohol. I want to do wet felting with you. I've had that on my list to do from the very beginning. Um, I want to do some mermaid things with you, but I'm work. I guess I'm going to put UFO on the mermaid. That's a UFO because I've been working on the mermaid books for several months. Yes. And if there's anything else that you all want to make, or are interested in, let me know what it is, and I will look into it. Because I guarantee you, I can do some form of something. And if I can't, I'll look it up. I Google everything. Okay. Um, I did find the books for the mermaid books, and I am working on the mermaid. I'm working on all of the mermaids, so they're going to go into the UFO. I did that. Do Do books, journaling my fives. I did that. Cat tag book is a UFO. Uh, we are already doing the cat tags every week. We're doing them 3 times a week. Journaling napkins. That was something I wanted to do next. Was the journal napkins after we did the cat tags. But now I'm thinking I'm going to do the mini cat book. So we have a choice to maybe we'll use the napkins in the mini cat book. We'll combine them. I did felting, but I did not do wet felting. And it's a different technique. Yes, I did felting, but I didn't do the wet one. Hmm. Gotcha. Yes, I did felting. And I would like to do more felting with you to show you some of the things that I have done in extensive. Yeah, I could do the cat napkins, and I can also use the other napkins, like the butterflies and the flowers. Yes, wet felting. Rabbit trail. I got to go get something to show you. Yeah, I do too. I think clusters would be so fun, and I think we could do a cluster exchange. I've got to go show you something that I did with my wet felting. Just a spin on it, right? A spin on which one? It's not a spin, it's a different technique on the wet felting. Let me show you. Just a moment. I'm back. Um, there's different ways to do felting. I did felting with the needle with you, and you can do objects um, with your needle felting. Uh, you can make things, figurines with your felting, and I love it. I love it that you can embellish them with beads and things like that. I love doing stuff like that. That's like my this is my gig right there, doing things with it. So this is done with the barbed needle, the needle that has the little uh, rough areas on it that snags the wool that goes down, and it snags it when it comes back. And when you do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it felts the wool. and you have to have uh, a type of wool that has uh, the textures that go both directions. It can't be a synthetic, man-made string, yarn, fabric, because it's slick, and it won't felt because it doesn't have the natural fibers that go in both directions like wool does. So you can use a needle, or you can use friction. And when you use friction, you would lay this down on a like some bubble wrap or something, and you would take your wool and lay down some pieces of wool, and then you would pour water on this, and it needs to be soapy water. So you get the joy out, or the palmetto, or palm olive, or whatever, and you would soap. You can even use regular soap, and you would use soapy water, and then you'd put another piece of bubble wrap, and then you would rub on the bubble wrap. You would use towels, and you could also roll it up on a pool noodle and roll it and make it friction. And you would unroll it, and then you'd roll it up a different direction, and you'd roll it some more. And what you're doing is you're causing those fibers that go in both directions in the wool to 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 felt together. And it's called wet felting. And that is how the cavemen did it. Back in the days, in the cavemen days, they had no needles. They had no way of sewing clothes. So how did they make their clothes? Well, they had the wool, they had the the fur from the animals, from their food. So what did they have to do except rub it and clean them in the creeks when they did their wash, and it discovered felting? Think about it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Judy. So anyway, this is called wet felting, and you do it with water, soapy water. And I did these little table runners for fun, and I thought this one was cute. And they're kind of fragile, but they're pretty for the center of a table. If you're doing an Easter table or something pretty, spring, this would be pretty, or on the middle of a coffee table or something. And uh, they're not for an everyday placemat. Let's put it that way. They're for looks. I know it, Holly. It's all your fault. No, you can't spit on it, Holly. So anyway, what I want to do with you guys is do a little square piece of felting, wet felting, and use a little piece of bubble wrap from the packaging. We get that packaging that has a little piece of bubble wrap in it, and do just a little piece. And maybe when I do that, if anybody is interested, I can send you a little bit of wool in an envelope so that you would have a little bit of wool, and we can make them together if you want to. So that was my wet felting spiel. And there's more on felting that I haven't showed you all. I can do um, something, I guess you would call it like a scenery or a photo. I've got one up here on the shelf. I have to get it down. Um, I know it. Another rabbit trail. I got to get a stepping stool now. You're going to like it, though. I promise you'll like it. I promise. Now here's I'll let you look at this while I'm getting this other one down. It's a picture up on top. This is all felting with a needle on a old antique wool blanket. So you can do, there's another one. I have another one that's prettier than this one. But you can continue to do sceneries. And you can find this stuff online. I didn't make it up. I didn't make any of it up. But you use little pieces of your felt and you needle it on there. Well, this was last year's. See, I've been doing mermaids for years, girls. Check this out. This is an old picture frame that I got. Well, it's just a picture frame that I got from the secondhand store for $1. It had a piece of glass in it, brand new. I think it came this way. I'm not sure. I might have got it at a yard sale. But anyway, I got it for the picture frame, but I never did use the picture frame. So I took the glass out of it and flipped it over and put it down in the picture frame. And but I did this on a piece of regular, just a regular piece of blue felt from the 25 cents a sheet, 33 cents a sheet felt from Walmart, and I felted this mural, and I did the mermaid, and every bit of it's done with felt, and I've added beads. I've added some beads to this jellyfish, and to the other fish have beads on them, decorative beads, and some charms, and there's some seaweed. And here's my mermaid, and every bit of her is felted with some beads and decorations on her. And but she's done with the needle. So there's lots of things you can do with your felting. So and you can do I've seen them. When I was a little girl, my grandmother always had these sweaters, and on the sweaters were these on the collars of the sweaters and things. She would always have flowers and embroidery things on there, and some of it was felting. Some of it had to be felting, antique stuff. So anyway, this was my under the sea mermaid, and I love her. And I love all these beads down in here. I had so much fun doing this, and putting some of the collars in, and it's endless of things you can do. Okay, so there's your rabbit trail. I'm done rabbit trailing. So anyway, when we do the wet felting, I think I'm going to I'll ask who wants to do it, and I'll mail you all some wool. Thank you, Violet. Hi. Hi, everybody coming in. Sana's in. Hi, Sana. Is this a better time for you than at night or in the middle of the night for you? Sana, I'm happy cookie today. Are you eating cookies or baking cookies? Oh, I'd love to have a cookie to go right with my coffee. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to put this to-do list down because I'm not going through 2 pages. I will later. We did enough rabbit trailing. But there's a lot of to-do things. But I think it would be fun Oh, you did? Well, you know, when I looked at your name on the YouTube, there was more than 200. She hit 200 subbies. When I looked at you on YouTube, Sana, I saw more than 200. Congratulations. So anyway, we'll talk about wet felting later. And my idea is to send everybody a little piece of wool, a few collars, and then you can make something out of it with your bubble wrap out of some of your packaging. So you'll have to collect your bubble wrap and um, and yeah, we could do that. We'll make an ornament. So anyway, I was working on this wreath. I think I'm going to work on this wreath, and it comes with this wrap on it, this plastic wrap, and I'm going to have to take it off because my hot glue gun will just melt it. Hi, Allie. Yeah, Judy, I did too. I don't know what the deal is there, how that happened. Maybe it's different over in Finland. Oh, they always doing something, aren't they? How many years have you been doing it, Sana? How many years have you been doing YouTube? Does your mom do crafts with you? I gotta take this plastic off. Yes, it's a straw wreath. It's gonna be messy. It's gonna be nice and messy and fun. It's gonna shed everywhere. Yeehaw! I had this little fiber styrofoam wreath, and I thought it would work, but I think after I brought it home, bought it, I don't think it's going to work because I think it would snap from the heaviness. 2 years. Well, well, you've got a lot more subscribers than you think. Because I've been doing it for 3 or 4 months now. I've lost track. I'd have to go back and look at my videos and see when the first ones were. Oh, we're going to make a mess. Anyway, I got 2 bags of these shells, and I think they were, I don't remember how much they were, 5 or 10. And we are so spoiled. I'm telling you, we're spoiled. But this is my hobby, and it's a home decoration. Yes, I'm going to glue them on. I'm going to glue shells on it, all over it. And I've done it before. I showed you all the one on the back porch one day, and it's it's been out there for about 6 years, and it's older than that because I had it on my porch at home. But these shells were already bleached and already clean, and and they're all white, and I think they're going to be real pretty with these conky things on them, these little guys. And I wanted to show you how I did it. I could put them in a bowl. I got some of these in there too. But I save these and put them on the tops. Since I've got so many of these kind, I will put these bottom shells. They're going to go on the base and around the back. So what I like to do is I use my hot glue gun. Got to have a lot of glue. I might as well get the glue out, because I know I'll need more. Every now and then you can get a long glue stick. And if you can, get them. If you can get them this long. This one is for a bigger glue gun. It's too big. I have to use the smaller glue sticks. But if you can get them in the longer sticks, I like to get the longer sticks. Just saying. But what I'm going to do is start gluing some down. And the reason why I'm using the straw is because the glue will attach to the straw better than a smooth surface. It gives it a something to attach to, I guess is what I'm saying. Yeah, you can buy long ones. So I'm doing the base first. I'm doing this one here, and it's going to be against the wall, right, of wherever you're going to hang it. And I'm going to do the same thing on the outer side. So I'm just going to go along the base and glue these down here. And these are going to be towards the back of on the back, they're facing the back side of the wreath. And I don't really care to put any shells on the back side. I want it flat, and it can be soft to hang against the wall. So that's good. And you can add more string to your wreath or more yarn to your wreath or anything like that if you feel like it's necessary. I think this is sturdy enough. I don't need to add anything to it. You can doctor your wreaths up, is what I'm saying. And you have to really be careful because the hot glue gun is not for little kids. Even though they think they can do everything, it will burn you. Oh, that's good, Sana. I bet you get a lot of stuff online cheaper. Anymore, that's the way to do. I mean, if I can, I buy Walmart.com all the time, and they're starting to catch on to people. And if they can have an in-store pickup, they'll you have to watch them. They won't ship it to the house, but you can pick it up. And I've done that before with some of my pharmacy items, and they wouldn't ship it to me, but I had to go in and pick it up at the pickup station, which was fine. But I bought these shells at Walmart in the craft department, and my mom had the straw wreath, so I owe her a wreath. I owe my mom a wreath. But this won't take too long. Once you get started on a line, it didn't take long to keep it going. That's not enough. And you just start laying them down, and once you figure out where the glue goes, it's easier to do and it's faster. So as you can see, I did 2 or 3 in a row. And being a base, I might just go ahead and glue a little more glue over all of these because it's my base. And I definitely don't want my base coming off. So I just did a little reinforcement there. Oh, well, that's good. I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's 20% off, like on sale. That's good. That's good, honey. So anyway, I just came on today to do a few projects that I thought that you all might want to see me start. And I knew I wanted to start this wreath, but by the time we do the cat tag and the game, we just don't have time for anything else. Our sales tax, okay. Yes, we do have sales tax. So I've got the inside going here, and it the outside is probably the longest. It takes the longest to do the outer parts because once I get on top, it gets smaller and smaller, and you start layering your shells. And it goes faster here in a little bit. And then a lot of times you'll be using your hot glue gun and you get a lot of strings. So when that happens, don't worry about the strings, because when you get done, you can take your heat gun and melt all of the little glue strings, and they'll melt away. Now, some of these, you can touch it and they move a little bit like these. And I'm going to reinforce those because this is my first base round. And I don't want anything chipping off later. I want it to last. So I'm building it to last by adding little extra glue on the base. It's worth an extra glue stick to do that for future purposes. And you're going to get a little bit of shedding, of course. We get a little bit of a mess. I guess I could have put down a big sheet to work on so I could pick it all up. Oopsie. But I'm almost going all the way around now. It won't be long and I'll be around here to the other side. Then we'll go to the second row. But I'm going to do the outside row before I do the second row. And you could, if you had to, you could use more than one glue gun. If your glue gun doesn't heat up fast enough for you, just plug in 2 glue guns. I've got 3 or 4 glue guns. And I keep laying it down to make sure it's laying flat, and it is. So it's no big deal. It's just a craft. It's just a craft to do. I think I can get one more in there. Okay. Looks good. I'm happy. I'm just going to reinforce a little bit. And that's going to be the back side. Now I'm going to do the outside. About right there. Can y'all see me? It's repetitive art. Now this little shell here is broke. It's cracked, but that's okay. It won't hurt a thing because I'm going to end up putting a shell over top of it like that, and you won't be able to see the cracked. I'm going to lay it down. Now this one got a little high, but I don't think it's going to matter. Well, this was before we moved down here. I made that wreath on the porch, and I made it down on the beach. We were 1 year before my dad died. Mom and Dad rented a beach house on the beach, and they rented it for the whole month, and it had like 4 bedrooms in it, and they said that everybody can come down. Everybody gets a week. And there was me and my family. There was I got 3 of my brothers, and so there were 4 weeks. And there's 5 of us kids, but my sister already lives down here, so she didn't get a week. But she got to come over the whole month to see everybody. So Mom thought it was a good idea to do this for everybody as a gift and as a love gift for everybody. So she did, and everybody came down, and we had all kinds of activities. There was a ongoing beach scrapbook going. everybody had to contribute to the scrapbook, if you would, and we helped some of our brothers out who weren't very artistic, but we got everybody got in the book, and everybody had to write a little memoir about their week on the beach and a poem or something, write something down in the book, and then Mom got to keep the book. So it was real cute. And I collect that particular week. I collected a whole bunch of shells that were mostly white, a lot of a lot of gray in it. And anyway, that wreath is hanging on my back porch now. So I'll have to get it and show it to you at the end after I get this one done. And I'm not gonna get all this done today. I think I'm gonna have to take a break. But I made the wreath while I was on the beach, and I borrowed Mom's hot glue gun, and I got me everything I needed, which was just glue and shells and a wreath. And Mom probably gave it all to me. And I sat on the back porch of that beach house overlooking the ocean, and they had one of these the tall tables with the tall uh, bar stools at it, and it was outside. And there was a plug over by the door, so I pulled the table over there by the door in my chair and sat in the sun all week, and I glued my shells on. I had so much fun. I mean, I'd glue for a while, and then I'd go walk on the beach for a while. So I had a lot of fun that week. And Joe was fishing. He fished in the surf, and it was the craziest thing. And he caught a couple of fish, and I cooked them. I cooked this fish. They weren't really keepers, but in the ocean, I don't think there's when you're land surfing, I don't think there's well, there might be a law. I don't know. If there was, this was over 6 years ago, so they can. But he caught a couple of fish, and I cooked them. I baked them, and a crab. I think I cooked a crab, a blue crab. He had the kids on the beach. Her There was a when the high tide comes in, there was like a little tide pool there, and he had all these little kids running around on the beach, and I was sitting up there on the porch, and I'm thought, what in the world is he having those kids doing? And they're all running around, and and he was having them herd those crabs in that little tide pool, herd them all down to his end where he had a bucket, and he was putting those blue crabs in the bucket. So needless to say, we had blue crab for dinner. And it was so funny. So I got his picture with all those little kids, and they were all one family. And I think uh, some of them had like friends with them, guest friends, and then but they were like a kid. They were like there was 5 or 6 kids in the family. So it was so cute just to have all them kids running around for Joe down there on the beach. He didn't know a stranger, but a kid come up and said, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm trying to catch these crabs. Run, run, run!" Yeah, he'd get them to run. He could get anybody to work for him. Yeah, yeah, I love him too. And uh, but I tell you, to cook them and clean them is a job. It is a job. So whenever you have to pay a high price for a crab in the stores, now you know why. It's because they're very hard to clean. They have a lot of bones in them, and and they're a mess. But we had fun. Needless to say, we had a lot of fun. So now I got my base all the way around. This is the back side. It lays flat. And now I'm going to go and secure this outer row. I don't think I've got it secured like I should. Because these guys are going to be the ones that hold the rest on. They're going to hold the rest on. So there's my crab story. It's going to be in the 90s to here today. I don't know what it is out there, but I'm sure it's going to be in the 90s. I've already turned the air down low. We're going to have a hot one. I've already decided. The pool's already 90 degrees. It was 88 yesterday, so it'll be 90 today. I think Joe turned off the solar heater. Oh yeah, to vein them. I've seen some stories on them. Several ways to do it. So now I'm going to do a second row. And I don't know if I want to start inside or out. I don't guess it matters. But I'm going to start inside, and I'm going to go. Everything's been going this direction. So now I'm going to go opposite in the corner and just barely overlap it a little bit. And I want my glue to go more so on that shell right there in that little V. So that's where I'm going to focus on my glue when I put my glue on, and it's just a little balancing game now. Let's see if I can't get it fixed up to where you can see it. But I'm going to turn the shells a half corner and stick them in here in that V, and I'm going to barely overlap my shell to the next shell, to the shell that's already down. I'm barely overlapping it, and that's where I want my glue dot to be. I want it to be kind of on this side in the middle of these two shells. It's going to be right there is where my glue dot's going to be. Oh, I know she is. She's awesome. She taught me how to do, she did these wreaths before me. Always done them for years and years and years. She had this closet, and it was a homemade closet, and it was in her craft room, and there was like four nails on this wall, four nails on the back, four nails on the other wall, and she had all of her wreaths hanging up in this closet. And when I lived up home up north, we had a basement. And I took all of my wreaths and I hung them on the wall going down into the basement. So whenever I wanted to change the wreath on my front door, I'd just go down to the stairs and pick out which one I wanted next. And I changed my wreath every month. So I had 12 different wreaths. And she taught me how to do wreaths, all my wreaths. She's always been a wonderful um, decorator, table decorations. Uh, they always belonged to dance groups and bridge groups and Sunday school groups and church groups and all kinds of groups. And whenever there was a dance or a party or something, they'd always say, Mrs. Jackson, will you furnish the decorations? And of course, she'd have it. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Everything in my house. It would be everything, Violet. Everything is my mother. Really? Seriously. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to put my glue on the corner of this wreath and this, I mean shell, and this shell. There's 3 globs, and I'm going to go boom with the next shell and get it started. Sometimes you can go up underneath it. Sometimes you can go on top. And it doesn't matter if there's a little space right there, because that's okay. I'm just layering. It's like a little puzzle, whatever fits. And there's a little hole here, and that's going to be okay. Yeah, yeah. That's going to be okay, because we're going to end up, after we go around, there's a little hole here, there's a little hole here, it's every other one, and we're going to fill in that little hole with another shell. So don't worry about that little space. Since that glue is wet, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Add a little dot of glue there and glue that corner down. So I'm just gluing the corners down on this next row of shells, and I'm layering them now. And as you can see, I'm going to continue to layer on around out to the front of the front of the wreath. I'm trying to show y'all how I get started. And you start going. And of course, this is still the back side, so you're not going to really see all this down here. These holes, that hole right there, you're not going to really see that hole because you're going to be looking at it from the front. So that hole doesn't matter. But when you start putting all the shells on the front and you see a hole, you can cover it up with another shell. That's what you do with the shells. You cover the holes up. But I'm just getting a second row started, and I just wanted to show you how I get started by just tacking a dot on right here and right here and right here, and then I can go boom, 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 do turn and do boom, boom, boom again, and that's how I get my shells started on the second row. So I'm going to kind of go fast, and I hope I keep it in the camera for you. So it's just glue. You're gluing down the shells, but I do 3 at a time, and I'm doing it in that corner somehow, where however it fits. However, sometimes they want to fit good, and sometimes they don't. So you just get in a groove, and they're not going to all be exact. You don't want them to be exact because it's a shell wreath. It's not going to be exact. But all of these shells I had out on the table here are almost gone. And these big ones we're going to save for the end. We're going to save all these big ones and these spiral ones. We're going to save those for the end. I'm just doing all these white ones. Let's see if I can get you to see that. Boom, boom, boom. Put a shell down. Putting the shell down. Somehow we're getting the shell down. It's just a puzzle. It's just however it fits in there. Some of them fit good and some of them don't. But that's okay. There's no right or wrong. No right or wrong. And I haven't done this for so long. Who knows if I'm doing it the same way? I have no idea if I'm doing it the same way. Yes, it does. No, the hot glue gun is over 120 degrees, so it won't melt. Now, if it's on a slick surface, and this is not a slick surface, if it's on a slicked painted surface like a metal, a hot glue gun can get cold and hot and get brittle. But I don't have any cold conditions down here for that to happen. It just depends, I guess. I can sort of see what you're saying on a porch. You know, you get weather conditions. But this wreath will hold up forever. If you put enough glue on it, like I'm telling you to, it'll be plenty. It'll last. I mean, you might have one or two shells fall off, well, you can always glue them back on. You know, that kind of thing. Or you may need to upgrade and add a few shells, newer shells to it to make it look good. You know, something like that. With natural weather. It's a sticky situation. It's sticky. I got sticky all over me now. And then when I get done with this row, I'm going to go back and reinforce it again as well. A little bit. Doesn't have to be quite as reinforced as the first row, but you still want your shells to stay down. Like this one's not going to stay down very good. So I'm going to reinforce. Did you see that? This one's not going to stay down. So I'm just going to reinforce it by gluing it next to the shell that it's sitting on. And it's hard to get to the edges of them because the shell's domed, and when you put a drop of glue in there, you may get it too far in and doesn't catch the edge. So you learn. You can wiggle them, and if you wiggle them, if you can wiggle it, then you might want to put a little bit more glue on it. But these look okay. And that's another test. If you touch it and it's moving, then you that's the ones you want to add more glue to. Clear caulking. Well, I've never thought about that. Is that like the bathroom caulking? Yeah. Hi, Susan. We're doing an impromptu Wednesday, and we're making a shell wreath, Susan. Looky here. We're putting the second row on. I have to watch which way I'm turning so you all can see. Trial and error. It's just glue. What did we ever do before hot glue guns? I just want to know. Now you see this here? I got 4 shells. This one's too loose, so I'm going to glue it down some more. But there's a hole here that you can see the straw. And I don't care if a little straw, but I'm going to go back and glue another shell on top of that. That's what makes it a shell wreath. And you just push it down till it fits. See, this one's sticking up, so I'm going to glue it down. This one's moving, so I'm going to glue it down. Now here's that broken shell. Remember the broken shell I had? See that broken shell? I'm just going to take another shell and glue it right over there on top of it or something. Find out which way I want to stick it on there. So as you can see, I've got a couple of places that are up, like this one here. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick my next shell underneath it instead of on top of it. They all don't have to go all on top. Some of them can go underneath. And the glue is still wet, so it's sticking there already on its own. So it's okay. Yeah, Elmer glue was it. Yeah, it's going to be cute. I hope so. We'll put it on my front porch. So now I'm on like the third row or so, and I can go on top or underneath, whichever way it fits. And you can continue to glue around and fit it around like a puzzle. Now I don't want to go too high on it. I don't have to. My object is to go around it and cover it, not necessarily make it bulky. And so it's okay to lay them down beside the last row. And then I'm going to still have these shells and these little spiral shells to cover up bigger holes later on. So don't get too worried about the holes. I did buy the shells at Walmart. I can't remember how much they were. About, I don't know if they were $8 or $10. And I have a bucket of shells on the front porch, but I splurged. This was my allowance. So I'll have a pretty wreath. And I'm thinking one bag might do it, but I bought 2 bags of shells. But I use a lot of shells, seems like. So now I'm fitting them in every which way, every crook and cranny. I'm just fitting them in over or under. Yeah, you can get them anywhere. You can buy these shells anywhere. I've seen them at the Dollar General. But you need a strong wreath. It can't be a styrofoam wreath. I think styrofoam would break. And sometimes they just fit in there like a glove. And if they do, they do. I like going under. They tuck under real good. Since it's just a little wreath, they're sticking up. Can you see? I probably should have counted how many glue sticks I've gone through. But you probably will go through a bag of glue sticks. But you're going to have such a pretty wreath when you get done. And one year when we were at the beach, I collected those pink shells. They were like kind of like these shells, and I know there's a name for them. And they've got like a pink little zigzag on it, and they're kind of a burgundy maroon pink. And I know, Susan, everybody's just watching or eating lunch, I think. But anyway, it was a pink shell, and I did a whole wreath like this in pink, and I gave it away. I bet you they still have it too. It was cute. talking about UFOs earlier, Susan. Yeah, these are all bleached out. Violet's still here. Allie's still here. Holly was eating lunch, I think, or might have been Joyce eating lunch. But she's probably taking a nap by now. Either that or hubby had to call her. Joyce has been taking care of her husband, and Violet, you have sort of have been too. When did your husband go to? Is he still going to therapy, or is therapy coming to him? I just decided I couldn't wait till tomorrow to do this. I wanted to get started on it. Another UFO. I don't know why we like to multitask. Have no idea. When I lived at home, we we had the homestead is on some land right outside of city limits. So we lived in the country, but we were right real close to town. And thank you, Susan. And we had wild grapevines. So in the fall or the late summer, when Daddy was cutting the weeds in the upper field and stuff, he'd drag a whole bunch of grapevines up in the yard to closer to the house, and so we would sit out there for all weekend and make homemade grapevine wreaths. Okay, Joyce is not feeling well. Well, I hope you don't have the bug I had Sunday and Monday. I was sick. He's getting better, but she's still having to wait on him. Don't you think she's not? I know she is. She's still having to do stuff. So as you can see, I'm working my way around, and I'm not really doing rows anymore. I'm and after I get going, this is the back side, because I got everything in a row real close to the back of the wreath. I started that first. That's the back side. So now I'm just keep going around on the front of the wreath. I should have laid something down. I'm going to have a terrible desk. It's gritty and sandy. And I don't know if the sand is coming from the wreath or the shells. But there's no right or wrong way. I'm just barely overlapping them. Well, now we didn't eat the wild grapes. We just used the vines. The birds always got the grapes. They were wild grapes, and they weren't edible. Well, Violet, you're in good shape, running up and down the steps. Yes, I do, Susan. I do have some burlap bow. I do. I have it in my fingertips, believe it or not. I've also got some jute I got several types of jute string. I've got this ribbon here, and it's burlap. But I might want to put something on it that's colorful, maybe to match the front of the front of the house. My door has a a glass pane in it, so I can't put it on the front door because there's no hook for the door. I mean, unless I do an over the door hook thing, but I can't put it on my front door because I have a glass view thing there. But I can put it on the side as we come into the door on the wall, and I've sort of got the house is a real pale yellow, and the tin roof is green. So I'll have to do some swatches and bring them in and show you some swatches. Yeah, some kind of seaweed would be cool. I might be able to find some kind of like at Hobby Lobby. They have a very large floral department. Of course you are, Violet. Of course. Of course, you're doing it all. Yes, you're bringing home the bacon and frying it in the pan. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'll have to look around and see what I can find, Susan, to decorate it with, because I think I like this burlap, but since it's already white and these shells, I might end up putting something kind of a beachy bow on it, a collar bow, like a blue or something pretty for the beach, blues and greens. But we'll see. First things first. So I'm going to continue to glue. And every time we ever find a shell like this on the beach that has a hole in it, we'd always take it and put it on our necklaces. So half the time I usually wear a shell around my neck. Oh, Violet, I'm so happy. He'll make it up to you. That's great because that means when something happens to your knee, he's going to wait on you. Now, I was sick Sunday and Monday, and I'm not sick very often. But when I tell Joe I'm sick and I don't feel good, I mean it. And whenever I say I'm sick, he falls into a coma. Ceos would look cute. He goes into a coma and he doesn't wake up for nothing. I have to beg him to bring me stuff. Yes, he's a keeper, but I can whip him when I'm sick. I have to tell him 3 times that I want chicken noodle soup. And he says, "Can I bring you something to drink?" And I said, "Yes, I need Sprite. I like Sprite when I'm sick. I don't want anything else. I want Sprite. I don't want 7 Up. I don't want Mountain Dew. I don't want ginger ale. I want Sprite." Does he keep Sprite for me? No. No, 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 no. He don't keep it. But I don't hold it against him. But he'll say, "Oh, I'm going outside. Do you need anything before I go outside?" And it's like, "I'm sick. I don't feel good. You know, the dog needs to go out. The dog needs to be fed. The cat wants to come in. The cat wants to be fed. I can't get up to do those things. I'm sick." What part of SICK do you not know? He's not a caregiver. He's not a caregiver. Now he will If he thinks for 1 minute that I need something, he'll go to the moon and back to find it. I told him that the lighting in here was yellow at night. And I needed something really, really bright. Well, I've got a fluorescent light up here on my desk, but for some reason, the outside light, the ceiling light, it's yellow. So he's already got me a fan to go up here. It's a silver metal fan with spotlights on it that he got at the Goodwill, and it probably goes in the garage type of a fan. And he says, "You want me to put your fan up for you? I got it. You think you're going to like it? You want to come and look at it?" I was like, "Joe, I can't do that right today. I'm not feeling well. I'll look at it. I'll look at it again later. I'll worry about that later. I'm not feeling well. But he wants to put that fan up." And I was like, "No, I think we better leave the house fan alone." How about if we just put brighter light bulbs in it? Or change the globe. The globe is a frosty colored globe. That's good, Violet. Enjoy the ride, honey. Enjoy the ride. Turn your favorite tunes on. Oh, heck, heavens to Betsy. Oh, he's thoughtful, but he's not a caregiver. That's all there is to it. But I don't hold it against him because I don't get sick very often. Thank goodness. Whew. This one doesn't want to stay down. I'm going to have to hold it. Damn, boy. Damn. Now, you see how I'm sort of tucking these in under each other? This one's this one's up real high. I can get my finger under there. But what I'll do is I'll take another shell and poke it under there like that, and it'll be perfect. And they just start layering on top of each other. Now it's not going to be a problem with these holes yet. I'm not finished because when I get done, I'm going to have these to put in and around in some corners and nooks. And see, that's going to cover that hole up. Yes, kind of random. I'm kind of at least they're touching in some way and filling in. Yes, and when I get done, I want to put some of these on top, sporadically, and they're going to cover up some of the holes, some of the, and I don't mind if some of the wreath shines through because it's natural and it's not going to be a problem. And then if I do any other decorations, hi Becky, I'm doing a wreath. Yes, yes, pearls would be really cute, Becky. You are so handy to have around. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, beads, clear beads, and I've got plenty of glass beads. I think I'll do that this time. I've never done that before, guys. Good idea. Pearls and clear beads, plus these other shells. And I'm still on one bag, so one bag of shell might do it. But I did the base first. I did the base on the inside, and then I did a base on the outside so that the wreath will lay flat. And then I'm filling in the rest. Yeah. So, good idea. And if there's a space underneath space, instead of laying the shell on top, I tuck it. So I have a choice of either going on top or going under. And since it's a tiny wreath, I'm going under. And you will go through the glue sticks. I keep telling Joe to buy stock in the glue. Elmer's glue and glue sticks. Yeah, buy stock. And see this broken chipped shell? That'll be perfect to tuck under something. Waste not, want not. And don't worry about all the little stringies, because we can heat gun those all off. You'll have a lot of strings. I think glue sticks are better than they used to be as far as the strings go. I don't think they are like they used to be. They seem to do better. Okay. Well, we've had a fun day. I've enjoyed this, and I know I'm probably not quite finished with it, but I'm going to have to jump off here in a little bit. Take a break. I've been on since 1. Just an impromptu. See that shell just tucked right under there? Now see this one has a hole, but I can still cover it up with another shell. So it won't be a problem. It'd be a perfect spot to tuck some pearls in. The Jersey Crafter crew is going to jump in on us tonight for the Dirty Dozen. Okay, I don't know her. Jersey Crafters. Uh, does does anybody have iCloud? I have an iCloud question. Unfinished objects. Yep. Okay, Susan. You can bring me a small bag when you come back. Just a small bag. Okay, Allie has iCloud. Okay. Does that mean nobody else has iCloud? I'm not against iCloud. I think it's what, $1 a month or something after you join. I think you have to join it for $10 and then it's like $1 a month. Tell me everything you know, Allie. And I'm kind of rotating some of the shells so that they go on in different directions. Okay. Okay. Okay, Brittany. Okay. But what are you doing, Becky, that you have to clean? Are you doing something like this? It's not messy. I'm in camera. Everything I have, all my mess is in camera frame. I got straw everywhere. Well, I had the free version of it, and then it keeps asking me to upgrade. It keeps asking me your iCloud is out of date, and it keeps wanting me to do all this stuff to iCloud. Well, I don't use iCloud other than whatever it came on my computer. So I know that it is just extra storage up in outer space. And my computer, you're surrounded with UFOs. So anyway, this morning I found iCloud on my computer and I said, I don't use iCloud. I'm going to uninstall it. And I did. Now I might have made a mistake. Right. I've run out of storage because all my pictures went to iCloud. Well, every time we have the sharing pictures, so every time Joe, um, the Dropbox is free. Well, I don't need either one. So I uninstalled. Oh, I have too many. Yeah, we have 4 Apple devices, and we have those pictures that share. So all the pictures go up to iCloud, and they go every time Joe's pictures download to mine, they go to iCloud. I'm sure of it. So. Uh, so anyway, I don't mind Joe sharing the pictures with me and everything, but when he takes pictures of tools and Harbor Freight stuff, and he'll take a picture of an insurance form, and he'll say, what do I do with this? And he'll talk. He does things differently. Yeah, I do too. Well, I have a hard drive computer, my big computer, and I don't know, it's got all this mega surge storage on it. It's top drawer the thing, and all my pictures fit on it, and it's not full. And when it does get full, all I have to do is take my pictures and put them on a CD and erase them from the computer, and I have all the space back. So there's no problem. I've got all my pictures in CDs. Thank you, Susan. He is when it comes to pictures. So he'll take a picture of a tool or a part, and he'll go to the hardware store and he'll say, I need this. And it works. It's good for him to do that. Yep, yep, yep. So anyway, this morning I uninstalled iCloud, so I haven't heard a beep. Ding, your iCloud needs updated. Ding, every 15 minutes it goes ding. And so now I don't have that anymore because I uninstalled it. I see. Okay. Well, good, Allie. So if I can't share my pictures, I can't. What about messaging? So I might have to. install it back. And I can install it back. There's no problem. There's not going to be a problem because I know where to go to get it. But I didn't uninstall it on my iPad or my phone. I only uninstalled it on my big computer, my hard drive. Yes. I think I still will. Yeah. Our pictures, photos just won't share back and forth, and that won't hurt my feelings a bit. I don't need all those parts. Cars. He'll take a picture of a bug. So that's what I did this morning. I do one thing and then I wait a couple of days before I do anything else to see if there's any responses. Hi, Deborah. Okay. Well, I don't know if I have Google. I don't have Google Photoshops, but I could probably get it. Yeah. So, but I don't need any photo backup. I don't need any backup. I've got the hard drive. So I think what it is all of these um, satellites. People are using those instead of their hard drives, and they're not buying hard drives anymore. Okay, OneDrive, and it's a Windows storage, but you pay for it. Okay, Brittany. But but do you have a hard drive too anymore with the big tower and all that jazz? I think everybody's getting away from the big computers, and so they're using the storage in the sky. And that's basically what it is storage in the sky. It reminds me of Lucy in Disguise with diamonds. I'm going to start singing here in a minute. I think it's time to take a rest. Exactly. I have a laptop too. Have no idea where it is. Couldn't tell you. Ouch, hot, 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 hot. Could not tell you where my laptop is. And it's older than molasses. It's old. Well, I think we've had it for so many years because I've had it for over 10 years. I got straw in my mouth. And see, that's another one of my problems is our devices are so old. Yeah, take them up to the spirit in the sky. Yep. Told you I was going to start singing. So that's another problem. Our devices are over 10 years old, and I'm pretty sure that that is some of our problems with some of the newfangled things. And they want you to update. They want you to buy the new stuff, you know. Uh, no, I don't think so. Because we're under our different names. I'm not sure. No, because we're under different names. No, we have different. And my iPad has its own phone number. Our iPads have a number. Each of our iPads have different phone numbers. Don't ask me what it is, but I think they do. See how I kind of tuck them in, glue them down. Yep, I did. We did. We got them at the AT&T. And I really, I use my iPad constantly. Joe doesn't use his very often. And I'm a kind of girl, I take good care of my things. And I've got my original iPhone, from 2006. And I just took off the original glass cover. The plastic cover came off about 6 months ago. So I don't have any scratches on my phone. It looked like a brand new phone because I'm good. I'm good with it. I've been careful with it. And I didn't know it had a cover on it for a long, long time. Well, for 10 years. So anyway, I always said that my iPad's going to go because I think it's frozen up on me a couple times. Well, maybe we have the same account. He's the master account and he's on the billing account, but we have different numbers. I guess we're under the same plan, family plan. But I think there probably is two accounts. But we have a share thing between our phones that his pictures can come over to me if I want to do that. If I want to click on that, it's a clicking option. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Allie. I did not know that. We have Apple devices from AT&T. Yeah, that's it. But anyway, I told Joe, I said, well, when my iPad dies, which I'm expecting it to die at any time because it has blackened out several times, I said, I'll just use your iPad because, if it's not broke, why do we have to get rid of it just because it's outdated? So, so that's why we still have our devices because they still work. I don't add anything on my iPad anymore. I don't play any games on it anymore other than like cards, like solitaire. And I just use it for chat and messaging and Facebook. And when I get on online like on walmart.com, it blacks out on me all the time. And I know it's the little computer in it. It kicks me off all the time. And I don't know why, other than it's roaming in the house, trying to get internet, but it kicks me offline all the time when I'm online. But now I don't buffer very often. I buffered when I first came on this afternoon. I buffered one or two times, but after that I haven't buffered since. And my camera went black, so something happened in Google or something, or in YouTube. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. But I hate it when they force you to have to upgrade. It's terrible that you spend good money on a device and it's still in great shape. Then don't penalize me for having a great phone and in good condition. Don't penalize me. Get in with the new times, Beth. Get out of the rut. Get out of the gutter. Buy some new devices. Spend that money. I'm not made of a money tree. Anyway, I've got a lot of it done, and I think I'm going to take a break. I'm just wearing out and tired. Yeah, I know they are, Allie. Thank you for sharing that with me. You give me a lot of info. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. So, guys, I'm going to take a break. It's 3:15, 3:20, and I've been on since 1, so I'm going to go ahead and jump off, and we'll continue this later. Uh, it does look good. I'm happy with it. Yes, that's right, Susan. They're not cheap. And I will see Becky tonight after a while, and I'm going to stream at 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'll come back on and maybe we'll finish this. So I'll see you guys at Becky's tonight, and maybe Becky will be out of her UFO circle. She's got a little circle going on with UFOs in it. I can just see her sitting in a room with 10 pals all the way around her on the floor. And I didn't get too much finished. I just started another UFO. Yeah. Okay, Becky. See you tonight. What time you coming on? 8:30? It's a fallout. It's a wreck, a disaster, an explosion. At 7. Okay. You got till 12 to get it all cleaned up. I'm sure Scott has come oh I'm sure Scott has come home to a mess before. Say, woman, what have you been doing, woman? Okay, Susan. Thanks for keeping me company. See y'all later. Bye, Joycey. Have a good afternoon. I'll see y'all after a while. Bye bye.